Hello everyone, this is Nitish and this initiative is called Plum series, which is Prelims Level Up MCQ series. Here we discuss 5 MCQs daily and this will help you in your UPSC preparation. Today is episode number 151 and I am dealing with economics MCQ. Before starting this class, I would like you to please subscribe the channel and also like and comment on videos. These contents are free of cost, so for test series and foundation video, you can contact to Vysh sir on WhatsApp 7200 So let's begin. Today's MCQ number 1 is consider the following statement with reference to marginal standing facility, which means you have an idea about MSF, that is marginal standing facility. Statement number 1. It enables bank to borrow from Reserve Bank of India in an emergency when interbank liquidity dries up completely. Statement number 2. Banks borrow from Reserve Bank of India by pledging government securities at a rate lower than the repo rate. Statement number 3. Under MSF, which is marginal standing facility, bank can borrow funds up to 10% of their net demand and time liabilities. So you have to identify the correct statement. Option A 1 only, option B 2 and 3 only, option C 3 only, and option D is 2 only. So I will give you 10 seconds. Try to answer this question and write it in the comment section. So its correct answer will be option number A, which means that statement number 1 is the correct statement regarding MSF. Now let's look at the explanation. Statement number 1 is correct because marginal standing facility is a window for banks to borrow from Reserve Bank of India in an emergency when interbank liquidity dries up completely, which is the statement number 1. Now let's look at statement number 2, which is incorrect, as it is a penal rate at which banks can borrow money from RBI when they are completely exhausted for all the borrowing assistance. But here it is written that banks borrow from Reserve Bank of India by pledging government security at a rate lower than the repo rate. So here repo rate should be replaced by penal rate. That's why this statement is incorrect one. Now statement number 3 is also incorrect because under MSF, bank can borrow funds up to 3% of the NDTL, that is net demand and time liability, but in the statement it is mentioned that the bank can borrow up to 10% of their NDTL. That's why the statement number 3 is also incorrect one. Now move on to MCQ number 2. With reference to Indian economy, consider the following statements. Statement 1. Helicopter money is an expansionary policy that is financed by an increase in an economy's money supply. Statement 2. In quantitative easing, a central bank purchases longer term securities from the open market in order to increase the money supply. Statement number 3. Unlike quantitative easing, helicopter money does not impact the consumer directly. So you have to identify the correct statement. Option A 1 and 2 only, option B 2 and 3 only, option C 1 and 3 only, and option D is 2 only. And you have to identify these concepts in reference to Indian economy. So try to answer this question and write it in the comment section. I will provide you 10 seconds for this. So its correct answer will be option number A, which means statement 1 and 2 are the correct statement. Now let's look at the explanation. Statement 1 is correct. A helicopter drop, or we can also say that a helicopter money concept, is an expansionary fiscal or monetary policy that is financed by an increase in an economy's money supply, which means that with the help of this concept we can increase money supply in our economy. It could be an increase in spending or a tax cut, but it involves printing large sum of money and distributing it to the public in order to stimulate the economy. That's why statement number 1 is the correct statement. Now, statement number 2 is also correct, that is the quantitative easing is a form of unconventional monetary policy in which a central bank purchases long-term securities from the open market in order to increase the money supply and encourage lending and investment, which is statement number 2 regarding the quantitative easing. Now, let's look at the statement number 3, why it is the incorrect one. Quantitative easing does not have a direct impact on public, while helicopter money is made directly available to consumers to increase consumer spending. But here it is written, unlike quantitative easing, helicopter money does not impact the consumer directly. That's why the statement number 3 is the incorrect one. Now move on to MCQ number 3. Consider the following statement with reference to e-rupee. It is a this topic is related to contemporary affairs, so try to answer this question. Statement number 1 regarding e-rupee. E-rupee is a one-time contactless, cashless voucher based mode of payment. Statement 2. E-rupee does not require beneficiaries to have a bank account. E-rupee is operable on smartphones only. So here you have to focus on the word only in the statement number 3. Now you have to identify the incorrect statements. So options are 1 only, 2 and 3 only, 3 only and 2 only. I will provide you 10 seconds. Try to answer this question and write it in the comment section. So its correct option will be option number C, which means that only statement number 3 is the incorrect statement and rest other statements are correct regarding e-rupee. Now let's look at the explanation part. Statement number 1 is the correct statement regarding e-rupee. E-rupee is basically a digital voucher which a beneficiary get on his phone in the form of an SMS or QR code. It is a prepaid voucher which he or she can go and redeem it at any center that accepts it. That's why the statement number 1 is the correct statement. Statement number 2 is also correct regarding e-rupee, as e-rupee does not require beneficiaries to have a bank account, a major distinguishing feature as compared to other digital payment form, which means that if we compare this concept or this technology e-rupee with other digital forms, so there is one basic difference between e-rupee and other digital payment forms, that here in e-rupee does not require the beneficiaries to have a bank account, a major distinguishing feature as compared to other digital payment forms, which I already mentioned in the statement. That's why the statement number 2 is also correct one. Now statement number 3 is incorrect because it is not only operable on the smartphones, because e-rupee is operable on basic phones also, and hence it can be used by person who do not own smartphones or in place that lack internet connection. That's why the statement number 3 is incorrect, and this is also our answer, because here we have to identify the incorrect statement regarding e-rupee. Now MCQ number 4. What are the advantages of investing in exchange traded funds, ETF? ETF have high liquidity than mutual fund. One ETF can give exposure to a group of equities. ETF tends to realize fewer capital gains tax. ETF are priced at the end of the day. So you have to identify the correct answer. 1, 2 and 3 only, option number A. Option B, 1 and 3 only. Option C, 2, 3 and 4 only. And option D, all of the above, that is 1, 2, 3 and 4. So I will provide you 10 seconds. Try to answer this question. So its correct answer will be option number A, which means 1, 2 and third statement. These three statements are correct regarding exchange traded fund. Now let's look at the explanation. First, we have an idea that what is exchange traded fund. So an exchange traded fund is a type of investment fund and exchange traded product. They are traded on stock exchanges. Now let's look at the statement. Statement 1 is correct because ETF have higher liquidity than mutual fund, which is statement number 1. Statement 2 is also correct. One ETF can give exposure to a group of equities, market segments or styles. So statement 2 is also correct one. Statement 3 is correct. ETF realize limited capital gains taxes. ETF can be more tax efficient than mutual fund. So statement number 3 is also correct one. Now statement number 4 is incorrect because it is an open-ended mutual fund, not ETF, that is priced at the end of the day at the net asset value. That's why statement number 4 is the incorrect one. Now last MCQ of today's class, that is MCQ number 5. With reference to Indian economy, which of the following best describes exit policy? Option A, disinvestment policy of public sector enterprises, policy of repatriation of income by multinational company. Option C, right or liability of an industrial unit or a firm to withdraw from or to close down. And option D, exit policy that guides direction of exports from India. So I will provide you 10 seconds, try to answer this question. So its correct answer will be option number C. That is, exit policy is a right or ability of an industrial unit or a firm to withdraw from or to close down. So exit policy means the policy regarding the retrenchment of the surplus labor force resulting from restructuring of industrial units and workers displaced by the closure of sick units. Exit may become necessary due to strategic reasons, financial constraints, and environmental changes. So it is the explanation part of exit policy. So that's all for today's class. Next episode will be tomorrow. So please subscribe and stay tuned.